Anderson. We have a flashback episode of Saturday Sound Levels that we will be playing for you guys. This episode is of me and Swank and I, put properly. This is our first interview on SSL. We actually have a couple more that you guys will actually get to see a little bit later, but enjoy this one. This is the second ever interview that I've done for Saturday Sound Levels, and it was pretty cool. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the episode. We're gonna be getting into it. So, well, tell everybody who you are.
Greetings, my name is Swank. Yeah, I'm everything.
God,
That's still, yeah.
Giving us a lot to work with. Put that down.
Yeah,
no, but so I know you got a project coming out. The Long Live Land Easy project.
Yeah. Hit Factory. Yeah,
okay.
That's the name. Long Live Land Easy being one of the singles on it.
Okay.
Which is actually on all streaming platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, everything except SoundCloud.
So Hit Factory is the name of the album, or is it
the project? It's a mixtape. Yeah, it's gonna be a mixtape.
Okay.
So yeah, Hit Factory is the name of the mixtape. It's a collaborative project with myself and God rest his soul, Land Easy. Yeah. All right.
That's what's up. So how long y'all been working on this, and then speak a little more on the project, the inception of the project, its relation to Land Easy. I know what's going on, but for
people, that's bro God. You know what I'm saying? That's the relationship. You feel me? So it was really, us just recording music. A bunch of nights in the studio, just kicking it, cooling, and just working on music. And looked up, had enough material. It's like, man, we should do a project. Okay. So then the last 3 or 4 songs that we started on were deliberately geared towards the project at that point. But the rest of them just kind of fell in place. Just switching out that he come in, have a hook verse or something, and something open, I hop on it, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I do hooks and send them out, and then we kind of tighten things up that way. But this, as it relates to Land Easy himself, now obviously, when the project was being made, such circumstances that we currently dealing with, with his absence and everything is weren't planned for, so just moving through it, so it hold a bit more emotional weight for me now than it did prior when I was working on it. So, but Hit Factory.
So Hit Factory's name. See, I thought I was pretty plugged in, but yeah. So I didn't know. I thought Hit Factory was gonna be like a label or something like that, and then Long Live Land Easy was gonna be just the name of the album. So
yeah,
So what's the hashtag immortalized in?
It comes from one of the quotes in the song, "Immortalize all the real ones." Yeah, so it's through us you will ever live on.
Yeah. That's what's up. So as far as projects go, do you have any other projects on the way, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. So that's for sure scheduled to come out this year. 2 more. We're gonna feel through it. 2 more. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
2 more.
2 more.
We got some names, or
there may be more. In that, so, and this is all contention of a long thought process yesterday.
good. See, exclusives.
Yeah. You feel me? It's it's I got a new project. Sorry. Yeah, got a new project. In addition to the one scheduled. So originally, Unchained Music 3, which is a compilation project, one part of a compilation project, the Unchained Music series, quote unquote. Unchained Music 1 and 2 on SoundCloud. Right now, y'all go streaming that. I'm trying to get good at plugging. You know what I'm So,
All right.
So yeah, I'm practicing.
Do your thing. That's all we have.
Unchained Music 3 and Vipassana. So those are the two personal projects of mine that I was scheduled to come out this year. Like I said, it's more, but yeah, y'all will see. Y'all just have to see.
Okay.
That.
So I noticed, and this is a bit off topic, but you know, I noticed as far as your music goes, there's, of course, with all artists, there's evolution in the music, and there begins to be a change in sound in the music. So as we go from like the March Madness series, the Homage series, that sounds like a lot more playful. I mean, you know, come on now. Come on. I mean, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, you the bro. But at the same time, when I first came in, I was a fan of your music anyway. So before even becoming friends with you, you know what I'm saying? Before becoming kindred with you, brethren with you, like, I'm listening to your music.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually listening to the March Madness series as you're dropping the videos. Like, I'm on the videos.
Yeah,
that's how much I was in tune. Like, I really liked your music. You know what I'm saying? Then we met. Matter of fact, how did we meet? Because our stories are different. I say we met at the freestyle cipher that was at your house on Grant.
Yeah.
I mean, close to Grant Street.
Wait, was it that though, or was it the freestyle cipher at Purdue Calumet?
Oh, it was a freestyle cipher at Purdue Calumet. Then double back with
one
close to Grant.
At the house. Oh yeah, close to the house. But prior to that, bro, we went to high school, man.
Right, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
This is documented evidence that we can pull from this.
I don't know. I ain't never seen you in a class, man.
But that's cool. That's good. That's
you was chilling that far in the back in the cut.
Not
or
even.
did we have we had a class together?
Pre-calculus, to my knowledge.
We had pre-calc together?
Yeah. What's that lady name?
Miss,
was it somebody to eat?
Who was it, Miss Tom? Who taught pre-calc?
She had like a blonde hair, hella makeup. Sometimes it look alright, sometimes it's like,
Miss Nelson.
There you go.
Miss Nelson.
Shout out Miss Nelson.
Shout out Miss Nelson.
I'm trying to think, wait, hold on. I'm trying to think how she treated me back then.
She was nice to everybody. Miss Nelson she was always smiling.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty nice.
Smile in your face.
All the time.
But yeah, it's in high school, bro. But like I was saying, that's good because that's just how I be moving anyway. So
you like staying in the back?
I'd rather know who in the room than who know I'm in the room anyway. So
I just don't like being that oblivious.
It's all good.
Like, oh no, it seemed like that whole section just like, man.
But you gotta. I guess in school anyway, when whoever sit in the back gonna have a different view of everything. You know what I'm saying? You sit towards the front.
Always.
You're not finna be turning around unless you're not paying attention or something. You know what I'm saying? And your little clique of guys sitting like the little corner area. You know what I'm saying? So y'all,
yeah, you was tuned all the way in.
I know my surroundings, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like to know my surroundings.
Yeesh.
So, yeah.
Cause it was definitely everybody in the corner right by the door. So when the bell rang, you know what I'm saying, I'm the first one out. Yeah. Dang near end up staying the latest.
Yeah. You gotta pay attention to.
Alright, so anyway, we met at what? So we met at work. I realized that or at least I realized Joe, which I probably knew of your existence, but I guess I was more hip to you when we started freestyling at the dorm. And you was pretty much going off. I mean, I don't even know how long that was. How long was that we was in the...
You mean ago or that we were
No, that we was inside the session. It was about
it's
7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's always hours.
Yeah.
So like that, especially you talking about 7, 8 years ago, definitely 3 hours at the minimum. You know what I'm saying?
So you was used to ciphering even before then for that amount of time? Or?
Yeah, like so I'm an MC. Like, I love rap. Like, you feel me? Like so. Yeah, ciphering is just to me just a large part of that. It's a large part of hip hop. Period. You know, it's guys that do music and like they solely write. You know, I respect that 100%. There's guys that can't necessarily write well, but they freestyle great. You know what I'm saying? Respect that too. I just so happen to be good at both.
Okay, so I noticed, because this is a debate here. I noticed that you spoke of writing and freestyling as two separate things. You didn't, because a lot of people consider a freestyle off the dome straight, like hip hop purists.
And I guess I lean more towards the purist mindset of that. You know, a freestyle is go. You know, no premeditated thought other than the minute or two you have in the cipher as it's coming back around. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, but I mean, you done went home and last night and wrote, you know, your best 3/16 and you done came with it. That's different. You know what I'm saying? That's a little different. And I don't, again, if it's dope, it's dope, right? So it's just, you don't pass it off as a freestyle. You know what I'm saying? But then others would argue that a freestyle is like literally that, something that is free of style, free of song structure. So anything, even if it's written, it's still a freestyle. I just call them free verses. You know, those sorts of things. I just call them free verses.
See, I was finna say because there are certain artists that actually would mix the two. So they'll start off freestyling and then kick a written and go back to freestyling, or start off written and then, you know, eventually come to the end of what they wrote and then just start freestyling, or write something literally right before they get into the session and then spit that. So, you know, where is that? What do you think the line is with freestyling, free verses, or, you know, just writtens?
I don't know where to draw the line at that. At this point, I really don't know if it matters too. You know, just be dope. I know how I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm coming off the top. You know, that's just, if we in a cipher setting. Yeah, coming off the top.
So speaking of that, I was gonna so we're talking about you outside of the studio. You know, we're freestyling in a cipher setting, in a live improvisation setting. But when you actually get a chance to, because I've been with you in the studio, of course, you know what I'm saying, but I want you to give them a little more insight onto your process. So when you are in the studio, I know a lot of people like to be in the studio by themselves, candles lit, look like an oasis, or look like they finna do a seance or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And some people like it where it's, you know, bottles all around, people having fun, almost like they sitting in the middle of Starbucks or something like that, or they're at a party. So, like, in what setting do you create the best?
Them all. I create, so it doesn't matter. You know, is there a preference?
Yeah.
It depends on the content that I'm curating. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm you know, sometimes you in those zones where it's like, man, I don't want to be around nobody. Or if I am around somebody, I want them around me but not around. I just need to know that you're here from the fact that I feel that you're here and that I see that you're here. I don't want to hear that you're here. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of talking, not a lot of, don't distract me. You know what I'm saying? So, like that type of thing. But then don't be, and it may be asking for a bit much, but yeah, it's just kind of something that I end up noticing about myself. Like, be there, but still be interactive. You know what I'm saying? So don't be there and then kind of be off doing something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, still be part of the experience, quote unquote. You know, so because depending on the song that I write that night may be contingent of, or it may be influenced by a conversation I had with said person that's in the studio with me. You know what I'm saying? It may be, I may have thought of just subject matter or experience something that day, so it's really no rule to that side of things. But as it pertains to that person actually being there, that usually is somebody that I'm obviously cool enough with to be like, hey, come through. You know what I'm saying? That I don't mind being around me in that way. So, yeah, and it may actually pertain to that person. You feel me? And so that's just kind of me using my gift, so to speak, as to continue to fulfill my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Which is I'm a helper. You know, I'm a problem solver. I'm the listening ear and the shoulder to lean on for a lot of people. You know? So, people aren't necessarily void. My mind is not, or heart is not void of those people when I'm creating. Because like I said, it's a particular emotion, a certain subject matter, and emotion is always tied into it some level of way. That person, like, hey, come through, But don't tell them, like, hey, the song damn near about what you was going through. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it an intervention. You know what I'm saying? Unless they want it to be that, then we can talk. But other than that, come through. Yeah, they pull up. Yeah.
So let's backtrack a little bit, because we talked about, how you create currently and everything like that. We talked about as far as, how we met and the very mysterious,
elusive as,
elusive I'm still trying to figure out where would you sit.
You feel me?
Like, but the information is too keen for you not have been there to have been there. Man, I was real aloof.
That's cool though.
But that is not cool. That scares me sometimes.
I mean, back then, it's never been cool. You're right, but
it's not.
It is.
But so what? I feel like I asked you this before, but I'm not 100% sure if I ever really asked you this. But I've always been interested to know what made you want to start rapping. Like, why not archery? Why not being a singer? Or you were a dancer at Emerson. Mm-hmm. Why not just continue to dance? So what made you want to be a rapper?
But who says that archery isn't included? Who says, dance doesn't still exist? And I don't ask those as like elusive questions. I'm hinting at something. You know what I'm saying? What you call it? I'm a professional at this point expresser.
Explain that. What does that mean?
So, whether it be through dance, whether it be through painting, whether it be through visual art, drawing pencil to paper, whether it be through poetry, whether it be through music, whether it be through beats, whether it be through a mix, I express. You know what I'm saying? I'm an expressor. So rap is merely a tool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's merely a tool. It doesn't always Andre 3000 say 116 ain't enough. Yeah, it's really
116 ain't enough.
You feel me? Like, it's one song isn't enough. One project isn't enough. You know what I'm saying? Perhaps a book will suffice. But yeah. So nothing necessarily made me, but what influenced me to express in this type of way,
using this medium.
6th grade, I went to Edison Middle School. I had a mix CD, one of those old mix CDs with nothing written on it. So this really my one of my parents' CDs. You know what I'm saying? And
there's some oldies but goodies on there.
Like, it may be just the most ratchet shit you've ever heard.
Yeah.
It may be some real, like you said, oldies but goodies, like R&B. You just don't know. It was one of those. It was roulette. You feel me? But I had my little CD player and everything. I ain't had a joint that didn't skip, so I had to walk with it like this to make sure the CD didn't skip. But,
that piece of stack.
Make sure the vibration from me walking didn't skip this motherfucker.
Hand moving, calibrated, perfect.
Yeah, it was all bad. But I found this CD. I had taken it to school, and I'm sitting in my English class. And I really didn't like my English teacher, and the significance of that information is he kept telling me to put the CD player up. And I just kept finding a way to listen to that motherfucker. And this, mind you, this is prior to my knowledge of earbuds. So these are like the small over the head, the very thin wire type, that, you know. So finally he leaves the class to go make copies of something or some shit. And I put that bitch on, hit play. And because on the way to school, I had already listened to a few tracks, I just skipped to the next track that I didn't know. Skipped to that, and it was a Cassidy song.
Oh,
you
man.
feel me? Called Out Here on My Grind. You feel me?
Okay.
And yeah, bruh. I'm like, wow, what the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's, it was just so cold, man. It was just so cold. What made it so cold to me is I'm really good at writing. You know what I'm saying? Like in any form, whether it's scholastically or leisurely or poetically, like I'm good at writing. So at that point, obviously I'm displaying scholastic writing. I'm in school. So I'm writing papers and I'm writing poetry at my leisure at home when I'm like really moved to do so. But in terms of a for sure everyday thing, I'm going to be writing something scholastically. So it needs structure, it needs sentence structure, it needs proper grammar and all of that type of stuff. When I heard that, there was none of that, but it made sense. It didn't need to be proper grammar. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. So that's what really blew my mind. At that point, it's like, oh shit, damn, this, and it makes sense. And it's just, there was a level of intrigue, and I cranked it up so much so that he had ended up coming back in class. I hadn't even noticed it. I was just locked into this song. Like, oh damn. But I had already had my work done, right? So, Mr. Matheny, I asked you to take the headphones off. He moved me to the desk next to him. And at that point, I began to be a little asshole, and I'm deliberately disturbing the class. Fake sleeping, snoring loud, stupid shit.
This guy. Being a young kid.
Yeah, I mean, he told me not to listen. He didn't know what I had just discovered.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You discover a treasure in the motherfucker, like, put it away. Nigga, let me marvel this more. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he had no knowledge of that shit. I had no, interest to explain that to him. But hey, I just, it was like my mind was still. So, yeah, that's when I started. So when I started battle rapping. So that made me like start looking up Cassidy and everything.
Yeah.
And like I said, I had already been writing poetry. At my leisure, I'd rap like with my cousin and my brother. We just do like little cipher sessions and nothing serious. But that's when I sat and I like deliberately wrote a rap opposed to a poem. You know what I'm saying? And they were always a cappella. You feel me? But yeah, started battle rapping 6th, 7th grade. Then 7th grade, mid 7th grade, transferred to Emerson, which I actually got accepted in as an art major first.
Like painting art or?
Yeah, painting, drawing, yeah. So I looked at my portfolio of all the drawings I had done up until that point. And and then I feel like during that audition process, they, I think they had you draw stuff. This is so long ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I think they had you draw stuff there at the audition as well. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
So, yeah. But then like I said, went to Emerson 7th grade. Mid 7th grade, changed my major from art to dance. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's expression. It's just I've always been expressing through some medium. But to backtrack a little bit more, when you mentioned like why not stick with dance, I get to say what it is. I'm a pretty direct guy, so I'm not gonna do a lot of beating around the bush and talking. Like I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dance is so interpretive. You know what I'm saying? It's so subjective to just interpretation of whomever it is, unless you explain it to them. You're talking about 5,000 people watching you dance. Everybody could, if we break it into groups, four groups can get different meanings. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same with music, actually. You know what I'm saying? Even when you say something, but at least at that point I know, hey, this is what I said. So it gives me a bit more accountability, and I get to be a bit more clear with it.
That's what's up. Man, it's because I know that, like, so when kids are in the class, you know, a lot of people think that the class clown is just that, the class clown. You know?
Yeah.
So if I was in the class, I'm the studious kid sitting in the front row. I'm trying to lock in onto the lesson, you know what I'm saying, and take in that knowledge, while there were people in the back of the class who may not have been as interested. But we find that sometimes those kids are viewed as failures or not smart or something, you know what I'm saying, something like that, even though they may be the smartest in the class. And then I noticed that when you were talking, you said that you were listening to the music, but you had already finished your work. But your English teacher, probably not necessarily knowing that you already finished your work, probably viewed you as a bad student. And on top of that, you did have to knowing.
He was gonna do it. But I mean, that was a result of his action. Had he chose differently, it could have been better.
So do you feel like you're constantly misunderstood, especially like while growing up? Do you feel like you've been misunderstood?
Yeah, for sure.
As far as your level of intelligence and your maybe playful nature or something like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I guess I ain't for everybody. You know, and I stand on that. I ain't for everybody, man. And that's musically. That's just in life. Period. And who would want to be, really? Like you know what I'm saying? It's one thing to receive respect and everything, it's another to you got to pay attention to who this respect is coming from. At least I do. You know, the person that I don't respect for whatever reason, respecting me, I could just be the influence. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, so what if that person is respected by everybody else?
You feel me? I mean that. So, like you know what I'm saying? Like that gives them an end, and that applies to me too. So that that gives you an end. That's hey, this is a really respected guy, and it makes you wonder why. So now you can possibly have a conversation, you can dig deeper, but like my first impression for you is not my first impression to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I ain't for everybody. You know? But when it is that way, we're friends. If you were to bring somebody in around that I didn't necessarily take a fondness to, I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I respect you too much. You know what I'm saying? So still be cordial, and you know, there's a bunch of people that like me that I'm not necessarily the fondest of, you know what I'm saying, the most fond of. So it'd be like that, you know. It'd be like that. But what you was mentioning, me being misunderstood, yeah, it's often that. But I'm a very simple man. Like so simple it's complex. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you gotta go.
It's not like it's night or day. It's like should have get off the pot. It's that, you know, so many people get comfortable in operating in this. I know I ain't supposed to be doing this shit. I know this is bad for me. You know what I'm saying? I know this affects me or this person or whatever. Ah, damn, I don't want to do this, but they still there.
Yeah.
Why? Move. You know what I'm saying? So if a person has found comfort in a particular setting, in a particular situation, a circumstance, and then I'm the guy that's like, not even that I'm coming to make it a comical thing or to poke fun at it, but I'm really inquisitive, like, hey, why the fuck are you there? Like, that don't make sense. To a motherfucker that made it make sense to him, that's offensive. You know what I'm saying? And although my initial intent is not to be offensive, it's had come off. And I ain't really good at sugarcoating shit. You feel me? So it is what it is. They'll figure it out later that hey, he didn't mean it, or maybe they never will. I don't care. I got shit to do. I got a life to live.
So thinking about a life to live, we so outside of rapping, we know that you dance. We know that you do art. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nice over rock. So what else? What else is life like, or at least how is life like, or what is life like actually and Clifton Matheny shoes or in Swank shoes? Like,
Shit, I don't know. Specify what you mean exactly.
I mean, in terms of what is a day? What does a normal day look like?
Long. Like I'm a father of two.
Okay.
So yeah, just children. Yeah, parenthood and music. Parenthood and music. The rest is really gets played by ear. You know, I still have a social life, considering, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, you know, friends, even yourself, you know, y'all put up to the studio, hang with me, so, like, I'm never not working, you know. If I'm not around my kids, I'm probably working, you know what I'm saying. When I'm around my kids, I'm parenting and working, you know what I'm saying, and working being the music part of things. So that's really what my days consist of, man. Yeah, being in that studio and being in my children's face and lives, you know, possibly irritating the hell out of them with my rules and all of that.
We want to be free.
And they are, you know, to compared to how I was raised.
I was just gonna say, to a parent's extent.
To a parent's extent, yeah, they super free, but you know, maybe they feel otherwise. I don't know. But that's really what my day consists of. Sometimes I get calls to, I don't know, attend events, or go out and do stuff, and you know, nowadays I try to make it a thing to actually do that, considering the last 5-6 years I spent a lot of that time in the studio. So yeah, you just need it, you know. You just need it. I needed it. Yeah.
To get out more, you mean, as far as shows and stuff?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like attending shows, but just kind of being around people, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, within this time span, I had a relationship as well. And while music was some level of an escape, some level of work, it started to become a burden. You know what I'm saying? I'm a producer, engineer, and an artist. You know what I'm saying? Actually, artist, engineer, producer, in that order. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm writing a song about how it is, how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? Let's say it's about my relationship. I did in the booth, record this song, and because I'm also the producer and engineer, I'm listening to this song, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am in this loop, you feel me, for X amount of time. I'm a perfectionist, so I want to get this mix right. So now for the last week, I've been listening to these emotions play back, you know what I'm saying? So it became a burden, you know. I began to inadvertently create loops, those sorts of loops, you know. So
you mean emotional loops, or you mean just the workload loop?
Both, but more so the emotional loop. You know? And I guess maybe whatever else was being displayed or not displayed that inspired the song in the first place in a relationship, maybe some shit like that was helping it too, you know. But on the accountability side of things, me placing myself in that zone, in that space, yeah, just being in the studio doing that shit. So I just made it my business to start getting out more, you know, even if it was to a bar to have a drink or something. But I always find myself right back in the studio after a couple of hours of being out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to go home. That's how I feel.
So do you find music to be, because you said, you actually said it was an escape, but then you also said that recording and listening to those feelings, rehearing those feelings over again was a burden. So overall, is music an escape? And when, I guess, music isn't enough of an escape for you, how then do you start to cope with those different feelings? What different outlets do you have in order to cope?
I'm working on those, you know. I'm not big on coping. You feel me? That is just, to me, it implies, you know, you acknowledge that it's there and you kind of be in it. You know, I work so much. Sometimes you've seen the Flash, just that character. I mean,
Oh yeah,
but when he runs, it's hundreds of images of him behind him.
Yeah,
That's how it feels. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working, and then when I come to a point where it's like a standstill, then the rest of them crash into me, and then that's when I deal with it for however long this rest stop is. But I have children. You know, I got family. I got friends. You know what I'm saying? The people. You know, they become a responsibility of mine. You know, it's interesting. But I got those sorts of things that I have to move forward for. You know what I'm saying? When I can't, inclusive of myself, right? But yeah, I got those things to move forward for. So then just get back to work. You know, just at that point, I understand enough emotions. I mean, and I understand myself enough to where I can deal with a lot of stuff during this intermission. You know what I'm saying? And we running. I can deal with stuff. Okay. Pick. Yeah, my blame. They blame. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, bam. Let's get back to it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, not everybody.
Work, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's really the work. So, music, it still is. It still is an escape. Like, you ever be like vicariously happy through somebody else? Like be going through something? Like, so when I'm going through shit, people may, I don't know, the people around me may know. Hey, y'all want to go somewhere? My treat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all want to come through? I'm going to cook for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to just do stuff for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That makes me feel good. You know, so even with the music, if it is me expressing these emotions, you know, my pain is somebody else's pleasure. You feel me?
Yeah.
And as an artist, you know, I have to make do with that. I can't be so in my feelings where it's like, oh, damn, but you're not resonating with me, you're not crying with me, but you turning up to my sad song. You know what I'm saying? to something that I felt this sort of way about. You know, I'm not so attached to it in that way. So I guess I'm happy vicariously through the people that listen and, you know, the types of responses that I get, which are positive. You know, so.
I mean, there are a lot of people that, and myself included, whose like happiness and lives. What was that?
The ice. I was trying to see how melted it was.
That was a lot of shape, though, bro. What did he say?
So this cup got ridges in it. So from this angle, from this angle, I couldn't tell how much water I had. So I was looking at the stuff that was moving, like, okay, bet this is. I could have held it higher or something.
This guy. Misunderstood. I said.
It'd be like that.
I said. No, but like, there's a lot of people, myself included, whose lives have been bettered, saved, or changed by music. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you, I was going through, and I always tell this story, you know, I went through depression at one point in time. Even in school, it was a lot going on as far as schooling goes. I was in a new area, didn't know too much of anybody out there, because I had to stay an extra year after, you know, I was supposed to be on a 4-year track, ended up having to stay an extra year. That extra year was probably one of the most difficult.
You're referring to college?
Yeah, I'm referring. Yeah, so Purdue. I went to Purdue University, West Lafayette, and at that time, my 5th year of engineering, right before I graduated, I would have been able to graduate on my 4th year, but when I went down there, my credits got messed up and all that type of stuff. Then I ended up having to take an extra year because there was a class that I was supposed to take at the beginning of the year that my guidance counselor didn't tell me to take. But at any rate, a lot of my time during that last year was spent listening to music, you know what I'm saying, watching interviews, and watching anime, honestly. That was most of my time, watching different documentaries and videos and stuff, things of that nature. But I know, in particular, there was one song that helped me in this particular time. And then I actually spoke to you about another time ahead of this one that I'm speaking of that was where you was making Cloud, actually.
Wait, ahead like it
Ahead
precedes or
no, ahead of my it was afterwards.
Okay.
So closer to now.
Okay.
So a time closer to now after Purdue. So Purdue, the song was Omi Says by Mos Def from his Black on Both Sides album. Yeah, that and there was another one that was Kendrick Lamar's His Pain.
Okay.
You know, I don't know why he keep blessing me. I don't know why he keep blessing me. That song, like,
I think it's
you know,
I don't know if I've heard this song.
here we go. After the interview, I may actually put the link on there. If I remember, I'm gonna put the link on my YouTube video, and then we'll so everybody can listen to that. I'll put both of them on there. And I actually want to put a link to Cloud on there as well, because like the whole Cloud album was made very. It was very vibey, very moody. You know what I'm saying? But during the time, you know, me being homeless and such, you know, at least sleeping in my car, living in my car and whatnot. Yeah, man. During that time, that song, the collection of 5 songs, and being in the studio with you while you were making those songs, was actually helping me to cope with my situations and helping me get through my situations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I don't know if I've expressed this to you before, but yeah, the whole process, even the whole situation just surrounding the creation of it, like I said to you before, you are actually one of my favorite artists. Like damn near top 3 in my list of MCs. You would be top 3.
That's dope, man. I appreciate
it. But I mean, you put the work in. You know what I'm saying? You have the quality body of work. So, you know, it is an honor for me to interview you. But you know, enough of the mushy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Not even. It's like, oh shit, thank you.
No, but that.
How about those Bears?
How about those Bears, Steve?
You feel me?
No, but just that album actually helped. The whole creation of it and everything helped me to deal with my process, and then the conversations we would have inside of the studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Helped me a whole lot. So that said, are there any songs in particular other than the Cameron song that got you inspired to even start rap?
Cassidy.
I mean, yeah, I said Cameron. So yeah, the Cassidy song that actually got you inspired to start hip hop. Is there any song that, or any particular songs or any type of music that help you like move through a tough time in your life? Or have there been any of your songs that you made that have helped you through tough times in your life?
Yeah, so definitely both. I'm trying to think of names.
If you know the song, sing it.
Because it changes. Like it often changes. So, like I'm a old school R&B type guy. Okay. You feel me? So if I'm riding late, you feel me? You funny. if I'm going through something and I'm on a late night drive, I probably got like Ashley Brothers or whatchamacallit, I almost call him Ronald Isley. Yeah, he's part of that, you know what I'm saying? The other group that I'm thinking about, the Shot Lights or Marvin Gaye or you know, stuff like that, like those sorts of things. You know, those songs are very impactful, like they full of emotion. You know what I'm saying? So it's those sorts of things that's getting me through. You know, and out of my own personal creations, it just depends. I probably allude to something from Cloud, you know. And if I'm talking about stuff that's released, then yeah, I'll allude to something.
No, but even
Cloud, so the unreleased is, I'm gonna make a new song. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I made a song within the last month that just just been there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, dang, I made a song where I said such, and now I'm going through my computer trying to figure out what I even called it. You know what I'm saying? Because I make so much music. Is a week is a long time. Now I gotta go through and search through stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it may be I just create a new song to get it off of me, or even submerge myself in it. It just depends on if I want to understand it more. It depends on the situation that I'm currently battling. You know, if I want to understand it more, it depends on both how much I want to understand it more, if I want to understand it more, and how much I want to consciously affect the situation. You feel me? I'm a problem solver. I mentioned that, you know, so that's my process. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of times the way the creator speaks to me is through me. You feel me? So I'll make a song or songs, and then I'll go back and I'll listen. And that's what I needed to hear. You feel
That
me?
nigga's big.
Like, are you funny? That nigga's big. Yeah. Go what you call it, but like, basically, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh damn, like I need to hear that. You know? Yeah. Turn it off. Talk to the creator. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's those are the types of things I do, or the types of music that I allude to when going through something. You know? Or I don't know, I may just fuck it out or something. I don't know. It's just it's a lot of like, because it's just it ain't just music. You feel me? It's expression. It's expression. So it's
a different kind of music.
Or talk it out, like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah.
Different ways to express.
You feel me?
So basically, it seemed like art has helped you, you know what I'm saying, cope with, or even deal with, I would say, not even cope with, but deal with different issues in your life. And I think that's pretty much for everybody. Like, I think everybody, even those who don't have necessarily a talent per se, has some way of dealing with stress. You know what I'm saying? How important do you feel like things like therapy is, or talking to a therapist for helping people to come out of problems? Like,
it's important. It's important, and I don't want to specify to solely a therapist. But yeah, talking to somebody, and not just anybody, right? But not just, when I say not just anybody, I'm not like alluding to like strangers. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm around a person that's with me in this hardship. We share the same mindset, the same perspective on this. Yeah. I'm gonna go to this person for ways to get out of this, and we both in it. That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times that's what people end up doing, because like I guess they aren't present enough, or they don't understand that, hey, I'm going to talk to somebody. They thinking about it solely off the comfort. I'm comfortable speaking to this person. Yeah. This, you know what I'm saying? This person is not going to judge me, and it's a very thin line between judging and telling a motherfucker what's up, and when they on bullshit and when they in the wrong. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times when you, again, this is a person that done found comfort in something. Yeah. His Swank come with his logic. You know what I'm saying? Why?
His logic.
Why? You feel me? Why is it that it's offensive at that point? You know, I'm being offensive at that point. So it's very important to talk to somebody, therapists included. You need that.
Yeah, I was thinking when you said you came with your logic, I'm like, for some reason I pictured in my head you coming with a computer with Logic Pro X. Why you making beats while I'm crying? What?
You inspired me. Type shit.
What?
Literally, you know. Recording
you a platinum record.
You feel me?
He said, yeah, this beat gonna sell a whole lot.
Can you do that crowd over one more time?
And action.
This nigga.
My pain! Oh my gosh, it hurts.
Oh yeah, man. It's very important.
Well,
very important.
Alright, I gotta switch the subjects. kind of on the same thing, but I remember you had a project with Ace, the Fake Woke Project, the podcast.
Yeah, the podcast. Shout out Ace. Shout out Pound Mob. Yeah, Fake Woke. If you have not tuned in, tune in to Fake Woke. That is also on all platforms, inclusive of Anchor. So it's a podcast. It's really Ace's podcast, and he's been kind enough to allow me to co-host and coexist with him on it. So
so what y'all be talking about on Fake Woke? Are we
all types of shit, man.
What is Fake Woke?
Fake Woke is.
What does that mean?
What does it mean? It's provocative.
It gets the people going.
People going. It's what is Fake Woke?
Or at least what does it mean to you?
I was about to say I'd have to allude to that. Again, a platform to express. You feel me? Like everything can't fit in the song. Yeah, everything can't fit in the song. So it's like at times like I prefer to talk.
Yeah.
Again, he spoke to me about wanting to do a podcast. I spoke to him about actually the conversations that you and I have had about doing a podcast. Like, I'm talking about doing a podcast for some time, and I haven't gotten to it. He was like, shit, man, I really want to do that shit. And like, shit, let's do that shit right now.
Yeah.
Okay, in the studio. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? Went for it. So, again, it kind of fell into place. You don't argue with timing.
Right.
Shit like that. And so far, it's proven to be a good decision. So, tune into Fake Woke.
So I actually wanted to know, like, what does the term, like,
Fake Woke mean?
Yeah, Fake Woke mean? Like, what is that? What is it? Because when I think Fake Woke,
call it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when I think of Fake Woke, I think of people who act like they understand the details behind certain cultures or mindsets or something like that. When I think of woke, I always think of the people on Facebook that's talking about the conspiracy theories, and they talking about, wake up, people. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody out here woke. Y'all out here asleep. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think of when I think woke. So fake woke, to me, sounds like the people who are doing that but don't know what the heck they talking about. Like, none of them know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and so I guess, again, I really can't dive into it. The name damn near was Joey. Yeah, wait, was it Joey? No.
And that's PNB Joey?
PNB Joey, but I don't think it was him that mentioned that phrase, that title. Damn. 2020. I think 2020, yeah.
Oh.
That's how
what
yeah, yeah, you feel me? He actually said the term during one of the podcast recordings. So we I think we did the first one titleless. Maybe did the second one titleless, but like somewhere in that conversation he said that he said it, and then so that's where it came. So right now, it's more so of a thing of it developing. So just tune in, check out everything, and like you start to get it because it's not so planned. It's not such a planned thing. I mean, we have topics that we try to address during our conversation, but I mean the overall thing more than us just wanting to do a podcast and having perspectives and things to say. We didn't like, well, fake woke is this entity is represents such a that we didn't get into that. So we building it. So you kind of see it, get to see what it develops to mean. Because there is a consistency, just these personalities attacking these topics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's proven to be a consistency in that just because of whom we are. So you'd have to tune in to understand what it is. I don't have a verbal answer for you.
All right. So what are some of the topics that you guys already touched on for those who are interested in tuning in? What do they got? What they have in store? What are they in store for?
Current events, we've spoken Trump, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Kobe Bryant, Gianna, and every
Rest in
other
peace.
passenger that lost their life.
Condolences to the family.
You know, we briefly touched on that. That's heavy, dude. That's just really crazy. I'm thinking about it. But that Trump polygamy, music, culture, our as Black people, our influence on culture, both in influencing the culture that is sold back to us, and also like what it is we need to do to kind of take the reins on that. You know, don't just be the people that provide the culture that they curate and sell to us. We need to sell our own culture. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
That sort of thing. So it stems from a lot of places. You know, like so. Yeah, it's a very open-minded show. You know.
So thinking about
There's vulgarity in terms of just how we speak and stuff like that. So
not for 18 and
sensitive. I mean,
younger, or not for the 17 and younger.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can say that. Yeah.
Can I let my 5-year-old listen to it, or
I don't let my 9-year-old listen to it. So
okay,
I wouldn't. But you know, if that's what you're about to do, you that kind of fan. If you think that's
mommy, what are titties?
Oh, you get wild on that motherfucker.
Yeah. So then, in terms of the effect of Black people on the culture, because we've had countless discussions about our influence as Black people, and then I could even stretch that out to say, the Jamaican culture, African culture, and Latino culture. You know, and speak on their effects on the music, but just in particular, how do you feel, or what do you feel like the effect? What do you feel like is the effect that we have on culture, as it regards to hip hop for now, or even culture as a whole? Yeah, even culture as a whole.
Because we are hip hop. You feel me?
Yeah.
So to answer what effects we have on it is like, I don't know, to me at least, it just makes it seem like it's something else that we influence. You know, kind of like, okay, I've taken this already existing thing and I've done this with it, quote unquote. So musically, maybe, right? A sampling is like the base of at the base of hip hop production. And so perhaps in that mindset of things, but how we've influenced it has been, man, it's been in so many ways. Hip hop is supposed to teach, supposed to entertain. I'm big on those two things, you know. So I think you can listen to a song, hear something that you've never heard before, whether it be a phrase, whether it be a word, whether even subject matter, you know what I'm saying, perspective, whatever the case may be, and that influence you to go look it up. You know what I'm saying? That's hip hop. Nowadays, what's going on nowadays isn't necessarily hip hop to me. You know, it's
speak on that.
It's raw expression. You know what I'm saying?
So what? Why isn't it hip hop?
Because hip hop comes with a level of accountability. Nowadays, it's not a lot of accountability. It's, I said that, fuck it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, back then, you had guys, I'm not going to say this because a kid may hear this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say this because, hey, that compromises morality. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's just a lot different. You know what I'm saying? You could learn off of hip hop. You know, like I said, you can put a track in, play it, and learn some shit. Now, you listen to music and you either vibe with it or you don't. You know? So, again, it's kind of, metaphorically speaking, nowadays music, more often than not, comes in, if you're depressed, come in and sit next to you in the room and be depressed with you. Versus extending a hand to pull you out of it. You feel me? And we have such artists that exist. Myself, you know, what you on?
I said, speak on it.
You know what I'm saying? Inclusive of myself, you know what I'm saying? That's going to take those reaches, you know, that still holds a level of accountability to themselves for the type of music that gets released. So that's our influence on hip hop. If it's an influence, you know, it's just us shaping. Hip hop is still real young, you know, it's still real young. So I think that's our influence on that. In terms of the culture, the way people say things, the way people's demeanors, you know what I'm saying? People, the way they dress, the way they wear their hair, you know, all sorts of things. Like, what? They got our handprints all over that shit. You feel me? It always has. It always has. You know, some of the, it being Black History Month.
Hip hop history month. Yeah.
You feel me? Like, just every month is Black History Month. You know? So, yeah, my upward look was, Black History Month, right?
Yeah.
The what you call it, and the shortest one at that, but nonetheless, being that it is Black History Month, a lot more information on inventors surface. You know, here's a list of Black inventors. Here's a list of Black people that did XYZ. You know, whether it's in a satirical way, I've been seeing that a lot lately, or in a actual factual way. You know what I'm saying? Just that Black history information starts to surface a bit more in February.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that to say that's also our influence on culture, period. You know what I'm saying? Black is great. Yeah. That's my closing statement on that.
Black
If it's Black, I'm pro it. Yeah. 11 times out of 10. Black, I'm pro it.
And a lot of people, I notice when people say things like, you know, I'm pro-Black, a lot of people feel like you're saying, I'm anti-white, or I'm anti, you know what I'm saying, everything else.
That's interesting. Because even if I walk up to somebody, or not even walk up to somebody, but I'm having a conversation, and they ask, and I'll say I'm pro-Black, you heard nothing but I'm pro-Black. You didn't hear that I was anti-anything. You know, so that's simply on that person, or those people that think that way. Like, it's a comparison thing, you know, and this is actually why I chose not to go down the battle rap vein of things. It's a comparison thing often. I don't proclaim to be the best. I don't do any of those. Like, I am whom I am. And that's displayed when I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand things unless they weigh it against something else. You feel me? Yeah. So much so, you can, if it's a piece of music that is just like what they call left field, you know what I'm saying, just so different, it doesn't necessarily sound like anything else. At a point, people pretty much probably aren't going to take to it too much, you know what I'm saying? Being that it doesn't remind me of anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how people are, you know. But yeah, me saying I'm pro-Black is, you heard exactly what you hear. Pro-Black, you know. To assume that I'm anti-something else without asking, crazy. Crazy.
What kind of film?
You feel me?
That was pretty cool. So I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the interview. First off, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your day to come and kick it with a brother.
Already,
you know what I'm saying?
Right, the reason to get up out the crib, I'm trying
to
make that a thing to actually leave more. So
yeah, and honestly, I wanna. So we got into a couple of things, and that was more that I kind of wanted to get into, but I mean, you know, I
got time. You got time, but
we'll cap it off here. We don't want to give them too much, you know. They got to come back next time. You know, when you come back next time, we'll get off into it. We'll probably come back after the Hit Factory project drop, and then we can talk more on the other projects.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So definitely. Oh, before we leave though, like, do you want to let everybody know about the Hit Factory project and then what is going on with it as far as the proceeds, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. So, excuse me. Currently, again, Hit Factory is a collaboration project consisting of myself and God rest his soul, Landis. For those who know that Landis has a son, and that was his world. You know what I'm saying? His son is his world. So yeah, I just want to make sure that that his work does not go unrewarded. You know, that it doesn't. So when it is released, all the proceeds for the royalties that get collected is going to Levi. You know, it's physical copies, and there will be physical copies of this project. Yeah, all of the proceeds, like not a percentage, like all of them go towards Levi. So yeah, that's what Hit Factory will be. You know, once it's released. So definitely hope y'all tune in. I think y'all gonna really like the music a lot, and yeah, long live Landis, man.
Long live Undeezy. Alright, so that's that. That was the interview for Saturday Sound Levels. Y'all beautiful people. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the night. Oh no, oh wait. I think
That was my slogan.
Was this I love you? I forgot.
Oh no,
I think it's thank you.
Yeah, that's thank you.
Thank you.
But I can't. Yeah.
Oh,
But it's fine.
so this is like ultimate thank you. Super thank you. No. Thank y'all for tuning in.